Exit sign.
Barely getting there. But then there's no head of yours.
Hello and welcome. My name is Ian.
Hello, my name is Lauren.
Together, we're Bars and Bells, training in our studio here in Guelph. Welcome wherever you are. You want to join us in the studio? Book a class, barsandbells.com/book a class. But thank you for your membership online. And today, as usually, we'll start with our breath, slow things down, work on those hinges, and hopefully by the end, continue to feel strong. Ready to go?
Ready.
How do you want to breathe today?
Lie down.
On your back, from standing. I'll kneel. Get to your comfortable position here. Last day or two, we practiced that alligator breath where Lauren was now on her front. That's fun too. Pick your favorite pose and let's go. Hand on the belly, hand on the chest. Take a breath in, feel the belly. Exhale.
Mouth closed.
Mouth closed. Now next, fill the lungs up here. As to lift up that chest. I know that was an inhale through the mouth, Lauren. We'll clean that up as we go. Exhale through the nose. Repeat the belly breath where the chest stays calm. Exhale. Just got to close the door there from downstairs. Then breath in. Exhale. Repeat a couple more times here. Settling in. Breath into the belly with a calm chest. Exhale. Now breath into the chest with a calm belly. Reset. Just shake that out. Continue your breathing as you go. Maybe if you're laying on the floor, do your little chin tuck. Maybe if you're laying on the floor, rock your hips back and forth just a little bit. Let's repeat our breathing here for one more round, where we'll breathe in for 4 seconds, hold our breath for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and repeat. However, the threat of me taking this ball and dropping it on Lauren's abdominals, keep that brace. Let's breathe from behind that shield today. Keep your brace and breathe from deep within. Let's go. In 3, 2, nasal breaths, inhale, 4 seconds. Hold. Exhale. Pulling that rib cage down onto those hips. Brace. Breath in. 4. Exhale. Hold. Breath in. Hold. Exhale. Hold. One more time. Breath in. Keep your tension like a plank.
Holding.
Exhale. Tension like that plank. Resume the breathing in and out of the nose. Where was I? Where were you? I'm not sure. Breathe in, breathe out, slow it down, nice and slow. From here, let's gently flip over, get to these hands, knees, and then we'll get going on our walking warm-up here. If you're on the floor, join us, hands, knees, nice and slow, anyhow you want to stand. From here, let's follow along with Lauren for our first series of walks, and then we'll get into the head and neck.
Before we even walk, let's just warm up our feet. Standing in parallel feet. Let's first lift up our toes. Let's do one side at a time. So 1 foot planted, lifting up the 4-foot only on your heel. Nice straight knee, quiet toes as you do that. Put the foot down, switch. Heel pushes down, flexing on the ankle, pulling the foot towards the shin. Repeat on the other side, paying a bit more attention to your toes this time. As you lift, is your lift coming from your ankle versus pulling your toes up and getting crazy elf toes? Place that down. Other side, lifting with the ankle to lift the foot towards the face. No crazy toes. Keep the knee straight. Put that foot down. Now we're going to lift the heel, pushing into the foot to bend those toes. Knees forward, legs are still tight together. Now push down that heel and go up on the other foot. A little prancercise, if you will. Push down, go up on the other side. Keeping both glutes squeezed, getting tall in that tallest point. Now this time we'll switch again. Point through, switch. We'll push up through those toes. Gently roll over the toes to have that bend if we can. Pushing back to toe point. Down through the toes. Crush a popkin as you push down through that heel, going up and slow on the other side. Bending, pointing, rolling over, getting that nice stretch, rolling back, taking your time. Heel pushes down, other side goes up. One last time. Push down, up to point, roll over, back to point, push down, pop can, crushing it as you go. Last one. Toes, roll over, roll back. And last heel, other heel stays down this time as you bring the leg down. Heel, 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 heel. Squeeze your glutes. Extend. Before we let Ian do any more, keep your feet in parallel. Knees face forward. Stay up tall, but I want you to shift your knees or push your knees over your toes, staying tall. Hang out for a couple seconds. Now stay here. Grip the floor with your toes, pushing all 5 toes down heavy into the floor. But your heels should still be heavy. Relax your toes. See if you can sink a little further. Do it again. Grip the floor with your toes. Keep your heels heavy. Breathe. Exhale. Try to find a little lower. And then stand up tall, pulling yourself up into your straw. Kneecaps up. Butt squeezed. Hips extended. Abs braced. Hold. 3, 2, and then relax.
Whew. Hard work on those ankles. Let's get back up to that head neck. Any position you wish, just to get a little close here. At the head neck, think of the first 2 vertebrae, which are right about here. They won't move much, but it could be pretty intense. So pulling the chin in and the top knot or the crown high, very subtle, tuck a chin, and then neutral. And tuck a chin and neutral. Couple more in a row. If you wanted to have those hands anchor underneath the base of the skull here, and that's where you're trying to move. Right here, maybe 2 or 3 more. Nice and subtle. Chin tuck or crown to ceiling. Last one. Nice and subtle. Relax. We'll move on to that neck in a moment. What's next for those feet?
Let's continue on where we were there. This time, knees push over your toes again. Have your light balance aid if you need to. Then I want you to extend your knees standing up and then roll up through your toes to find a balance. Nice and controlled. 3, 2, slow descent. Slow, 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 slow. Heels find the floor. Repeat. Knees over toes. Stand up. Roll up through that. Good. Slow descent down. One more time. Knees push forward. And then we stand up tall and we roll up. Nice. Slow descent. I want to reverse it.
Yes.
This
I hoped
time,
you were going to do that.
push the floor away, get up on your toes. Stay on your toes as your knees push forward. Stay up tall. Heels come down. Stand up tall. Repeat. Roll up to toes. Knees push over toes. Stay here. Try to stay the same height as your heels find the floor. And then stand up tall. One last time. Roll up. Everything's tight in its straw pulled up. Knees over toes. Heels come down. Stay where you are. Stay. Keep your knees pushing over your toes. Maybe you can find a little more room. And then stand up all the way tall. Squeezing through. And relax.
Whew. For this next movement for the head neck, includes us getting down to the floor, where Lauren will demonstrate first. Come on down to the floor. Let's look at Lauren for a second.
Fours.
It may be called our Sphinx pose.
On all fours?
On 4 arms, so kind of like our plank. So in that Sphinx or slight extension pose, first, if we're in this pose, we need to make sure that our low back feels okay with this. We want to squeeze our bum and share that extension load over the whole spine. Now, let yourself be a little bit lazy in these shoulders. So Lauren's going to kind of sling. She might be overdoing that, but that's really, really well done too. Now, super slow, tuck your chin, those first two vertebrae like you did earlier, and now gently explore that next chain down. It doesn't need to be big, but we're tucking a chin, flexing the head neck. And then lightly looking forward into that extension shape. And then repeating for 3 or 4 more. If you're not sure what's going on, listen a couple more. If you want to join along, let's do it. The shoulder blades are soft. We're a little bit slung in the scaps there. And then it's just that nice little chin tuck. And then extension. So again, it's okay to be shrugged here and there. Generally, you want the shoulder blades low, but here we're slinging that weight through the mid-spine and just trying to play with that head neck. Last 1 or 2 there, and then let's get back up to standing. Anyhow, no rules, Lauren? What do you think?
No hands.
No rule. Okay, there are some rules. No hands. Does that feel good?
Yep.
Okay, good. Nice. So no hands. Come on up. Can you use everything except those hands to get up?
Okay. Let's try that again. Let me just, excuse me, off-screen balance aid. This might be necessary because we're going single leg here, all the single legs. So taking that leg, putting your foot next to your toe knuckle there. This leg is just quiet. This leg's working hard. Squeeze cheek, stand up tall right away. Grip the foot into the floor, using the floor to pull that arch up too, so no floppy feet. Now, push your knee over your toe. I don't want your legs to be super touching together because that means they're balanced. Stand up tall. Take a second. Sorry. I don't want your legs to be super touching together like this because that means you're using that to balance. It's like the pee-pee dance. I want you to think they're tracking railroad tracks here. And then stand up tall. Let's do that again. Knee pushes over the toe. They're tracking railroad tracks. Stand up tall on that single leg. Roll all the way up. Find your balance. Try to find your balance without your chair. Hold. 3, 2. Stay on that single leg as you slowly descend, keeping the knee nice and straight. Slow descend. Do it again. Knees on railroad tracks. Knee pushes over toe. Stand up tall. Roll up to find that balance. Hold. 3, 2. Slow down. Okay, this is going to be tricks. Let's come up on a single foot, single toe balance, or single 5-toe balance. Now stay up here, knee pushes over those toes. Then put your heel down, then stand up. Repeat one last time. Up to balance, knee pushes over toe, heel comes down, you extend and stand up tall. Relax. Same thing, other side. I'm just going to leave the chair here for easiness. Put that foot on the inside. Railroad tracks again, so knees are in line pointing forward. Knee over toe first. Yeah, hips are level. Extend, stand up tall. Roll to find a balance. Hold that balance. 3, 2. Slowly heel finds the floor. Repeat. Knee over toe. Hips level, knees forward, foot gripping, extend hip, roll up, find single leg balance. Hold. 3, 2, slow descent. Tricky one for 2. Roll up first, find your balance. Knee over toe. Heel finds the floor. Extend the knee to stand up tall. One more time. Roll up, stay on your toes, knee over toe, heel down, stand up tall, extend that hip through, squeeze the cheeks, place the other foot down, and relax.
Oh, I like that
Nice.
series. I like that series. It's always important to work on those single legs. Let's put all that together in the head and neck and add those rotations and some side flexion. I'll come down low again. Get into your comfortable position with your chin lightly tucked and the crown high. From here, add a rotation to center. Next, add a rotation and return center. Independent of that, add our side bend, ear towards shoulder, center. Laterally bend, ear towards shoulder, center. Now, add a rotation. I'll choose to my left, crown of the head high, add our rotation, and then from there, bend so that ear comes to the shoulder, and pull tall. Repeat. Rotation, looking over my right shoulder. From there, I'll add a bend, ear to shoulder, and pull tall. Repeat one more time each side. Rotation, crown high. Then our bend, rotation, ear towards shoulder, pull on center. And last time, crown high, rotation to the right. Then right ear towards right shoulder, and pull tall. Done.
Great.
Yeah. Next, we were going to get down to the floor. So I'm already here. Let's make it a little bit inefficient. Let's come back up. We can pattern our get up. No rules. I mean, rules, just no hands.
Get up, down. One hand crosses the body. Leg you can touch. Step back, lunge. Let's slowly descend. 4, 3, 2, soft landing. Front foot opens. Right here, we're going to windmill later today, so let's prep it here. Chop hips. Hips hinge back behind you. Rotate. Hand finds the floor. Find that hand to the floor. Shift your weight over that hand. And then just push the floor away, shifting your weight back, extending back up. Repeat one more time. Chop to hinge and rotate so shoulders remain stacked. Hand finds the floor. Weight shifts over for a nice steady 3-point position. Let's get rid of the third point by lifting that back leg and sweeping it through. Find your bottom. Keep that shoulder packed to your elbow. Pushing away from your elbow to find the floor. 3, 2, 1.
And how's that carryover from last week on that plank lower? Been working on that core brace, getting down to the floor.
Nice.
Next,
staying on your back.
we'll get our overhead.
Staying on your back, either with a rolling pin, a dumbbell, or your own hands. Extend your arms up over your chest. Keep your feet, knees bent, feet planted on the floor. From here, while I fight a sneeze, I want you to play with your pelvis. So right now, my low back is arched off the floor. I want you to engage your core and tip that pelvis so it's your low back pushing into the floor. We're going to exaggerate this for 2. So I'm pushing that into the floor, and then I'm going to relax or pull to tip my hips forward, my low back off the floor. Rebrace abs, engage as you pull that low back to the floor. One more time, we're letting that low back round as you tip. Now this time, we're not going to ram our low back into the floor, but we're going to find a neutral place where our pelvis is pretty neutral and our abs are braced. I'm pretty close to the floor, but again, I'm not ramrod into it. From here, my arms are up over my chest. I'm going to elevate my shoulder blades into my ears. Then I'm going to pull them down and I'm going to leave them there. Straighten your elbows. Nice tight hands. Keep your shoulders packed. Keep your low back where it was. Bra should definitely be on the floor here. Slowly start reaching your arms overhead. If you're not wearing a bra, which is amazing for you, imagine where it is. Slowly reach those arms towards overhead. That whole upper back stays heavy on the floor. Rib cage is down. You're reaching to your overhead. Once you get there, make sure their shoulders are pulled down out of your ears. And then pull those arms back through water to get them back up to center. Repeat. Your back should still be in the same place, so have that neutral pelvis, engaged core, tuck chin, set shoulders, slowly start reaching your arms towards overhead. Your overhead, your straight elbows, but straighten them more. This time, reach your shoulders up to hide your ears, pull your shoulders down, and then pull those arms back up to center. Pull, 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 pull. And then pull your arms down and relax. Great. Ian says, oh, it's time to flip over to all fours, he says.
Do I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I was not trying to blame him. All fours.
This is your idea, by the way.
This is my idea. For a quick hip circle, we're going to go one direction this time, and then we'll come back again and do it the other way. So hands are under shoulders, fingers are spread out wide. Check in with shoulders, which should be packed out of your ears. Rotate your elbow pits forward. Keep them there. Tuck one toe. I like to tuck a toe as I bend the other knee as much as I can and lift the leg so that it's off the ground. My knee is only about 2 inches off the ground, but I pulled it up into my socket. Now, I'm going to go backwards first. So I'm going to keep my knee bent like I'm holding a pair of socks back there and slowly try to kick the ceiling. As I try to kick the ceiling, I'm checking in that I'm not twisting and that bowl of punch on my low back is still level. Once I've kicked the ceiling as much as I can, I'm going to start rotating as to bring that knee out towards the side. Rotating and lifting, keeping that knee bent. From there, that knee is going to continue drawing a circle around towards my elbow. Pulling underneath towards my chest, but keeping my tailbone long and not curling under. Pulling that leg to center. Brushing past the other leg as I keep the knee bent and reach to kick the ceiling one more time. Hip extension, try to kick that ceiling. Rebend the knee, hold the socks. Slowly start rotating out to the side. Stay square to the floor. As you draw that circle around, knee towards elbows. Both elbows should still be straight. Knee towards elbow, then knee towards chest. And then pull that leg back and let it rest. Let's do the same thing on the other side.
I was only expecting one of those per side, but I'm glad it was two.
Surprise!
That always feels good.
You don't have to turn around, but let's do the same thing on the other side. Tuck one toes. On the other side, wait. Fingers spread out wide. Shoulders packed. Blood donations forward. Elbows straight the whole time. Bowl a punch on your back. Don't spill it. Bend your knee. Lift the knee off the floor. Then hip extend to kick the ceiling. Your kick. Checking you didn't spill your punch. Slowly start that rotation. Knees coming out to the side. No tipping. Knee out towards the side, towards the elbow. Then it's coming underneath towards the chest. Pulling into center. Brushing past the other leg as we do it again. Keep the knee bent. Brush the ceiling. Kick the ceiling, sorry. Start rotating. Elbows straight. Fingers heavy. Keep rotating. Oh, I spilled my punch everywhere. Knee towards elbow. Knee towards chest. Tailbone long. Knee pushes back underneath us. And we get to spend time off of our wrists, but onto our elbow in a plank. That's your cue.
Is that my cue?
Yeah. Excuse me, sorry.
Holy. I went a little bit faster than Lauren on that one. I appreciated how slow she went, but holy. Okay. Forearms. Check. We have parallel train tracks. Maybe rain tracks today based on the weather, but train tracks with those forearms. Then lengthen out to your planks position, which is bum higher than you ever thought in phys ed class. Then we're going to tuck under those hips, lean forward, connect ribs, hips, cramp up glutes, go. 10 seconds. Squeeze your bum. Core brace. Hard style plank for 4, 3. Soften away. Knees down. We're going to do that twice.
Oh, but we have to do it twice already.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll do it another set then. Then how about this? We'll make the rules coming up with the get up. Coming down with the get up. Right now, no rules. Up anyhow you want. But also no hands. Excellent. So if you are on your front, got to roll over maybe. Use your fun get up. Ooh, nice squat. Okay.
All right. Well,
now there's rules.
Now we have to get back down. Ian.
I know.
Pointless, but good for us. Cross it of the other arm. Step back lunge. Like last time, we did a 5-second descent. Tuck your hips. Slow, soft landing. 4, 3, 2, 1. Untuck that. Well, no, sorry, you don't need to. Sorry. It's just my knee throwing my game off. Front foot opens. Chop hip. Hinge. Rotate. Keep those shoulders stacked as your hand finds the floor. Shift weight over that hand. Feel the load. Then push the hand away. Pushing back, extending your hips back up through to tall. Repeat one more time. Hip hinge and rotate. Shoulders are stacked. From here, load up. Prepare to lift that third point of contact off the floor to sweep through to your elbow. And then 4-second descend. 4, 3, 2, and down. Great. Let's try a slightly different version of those pullovers. So you're still on your back, your knees are bent, your feet are flat on the floor. We're going to right away find that neutral pelvis. So brace those abs, finding that neutral place. Take your arms, they're bent this time. Palms face each other, elbows on the floor. In tight to your body. Hide your ears by shrugging your shoulders. Pull your shoulders down and keep them there. Tuck your chin. Slowly keep your elbows bent, reaching your hands up towards your ears, so your elbows then end up pointing towards the ceiling. From here, maybe that's as far as you go. If you have more room, keeping your chin tucked in your neutral pelvis and your abs braced and your bra down on the floor, can you slowly start to extend your arms towards overhead so your elbows are trying to straighten? Your hands might be drawing those lines on the floor. They might be off the floor, and that's okay. But keep those shoulders set as you go. Yours straighten. Once you get there, hide your ears by shrugging your shoulders. Pull your shoulders down. Pull through your lats, bending your elbows, pulling them back to where you got them. Hands should still be on the floor, maybe. Then pull your elbows down back to your side, so elbows rest on the floor, palms face each other. Repeat one more time. Check in. Neutral core, abs braced, spine down, chin tucked. Elbows at your sides, palms facing each other. Slowly start reaching towards your ears, so elbows point towards the ceiling. From here, keeping your shoulders low, trying to draw that line up behind your head or above your head. As far as you can get to your straight and keeping those shoulders set. Hold, shrug your shoulders, pull them down. Now retrace that line. So start bending your elbows, hands stay on the floor as long as they can. Pulling that back. Then when they can't stay on the floor anymore, elbows stay bent as you pull those arms back to your side. Flipping over, we have to do our hips the other way now. So this time we'll go hip flexion, so knee towards chest, and then we'll come around the circle the other way. To start, spread your fingers out, pack your shoulders. Bowl a punch on your back, don't spill it. From here, bend a knee, lift it off the floor, then pull the knee towards the chest, keeping your tailbone long, not letting it come under with you. Lift the leg out to the side. Keep the knee bent as you start internal rotation, drawing that circle with your knee all the way around your body, so you end up foot kicking the ceiling the way you started the last time. Pull the knee underneath you, brushing the other leg through, knee towards chest, keeping the knee bent. Elbows straight, lift it to the side. Keep your elbows straight, don't spill your punch. Internal rotation as you draw that knee circle all the way around to the back. Lift, stay square to the floor, pull your knee back under you. Let's pull it all the way to our chest, keeping the knee bent. Try to touch your chest with straight elbows, long spine. 3, 2, and relax. Take a second off your hands as we turn around. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Fingers grip, shoulders packed, elbows straight. Bend the other knee, pull the knee towards your chest. Spine long, reach it out to the side, no tipping. Slowly drawing that circle with the knee, going through some internal rotation there as you reach all the way around behind you. Keep the knee bent, hips square to the floor, kicking the ceiling. Now pull the knee back underneath towards the chest. Lift it to the side, elbows straight. Slowly draw that circle as you go your internal rotation, reaching all the way around behind you. Square to the floor, kick the ceiling. Now pull that knee all the way through, brushing the other leg. Pull it towards your chest. Keep your tail tilted long. 3, 2, and then knee rests on the floor. Whew, that's right.
Let's make it easier in our plank. Not really, but here we go. 10 seconds. Bum higher than you ever thought in that push-up. Lift it up on those parallel forearms for 10 seconds. Go. Create that tension. Butt squeeze. Light shake. You could still talk. I don't want you to.
Don't let me move you. 4.
And then knees down. But I want one more of those. So we'll rest in that Sphinx pose like we practice with the head neck. And maybe just doing a little head neck there kind of feels something in between. Then for one more time, we'll tuck those toes underneath. Tuck those hips, ribs to hips, lift them up. Scoop them, strong plank shape. 10 seconds, go. What does go mean? Pulling elbows to ribs, bracing the core, breathing from underneath that shield, and squeezing your bum for 3 seconds. 2, relax. And then down.
Are you going to make us stand up?
We're going to stand up.
How?
Anyhow you want. And I bet you, unless you did what Lauren did right there, something would involve the get up. You'd have a hip. Yeah. No hands, did I say? A hip roll, and maybe a version of a lunge. We'll continue today's practice by working on a set of our 2-foot hinges from standing, and then our single leg hinges, as well as some rows. So, standing up tall, put your feet together. Pivot on your heel. Then pivot on that big toe. Then on the other foot, pivot on that heel, and then pivot on that big toe. Then for a couple, just rock up and down. And that might be a great place to start your hinge from. Maybe you prefer narrow, figure it out, and play with that as you go forward. But for now, set up your hip hinge. Chop those hips. Butt goes back. Butt goes back. And as Lauren's showing, we keep that really nice extension line. Now push your feet down into the ground to extend those hips and give them that good squeeze. What about here? Hup. Then we'll chop those hips, pushing those hips back, setting up what we'll call that hip hinge, or swing, or deadlift, kind of all the same. Now, from here, push the feet in the ground, extending the hips to tall. We're doing that 3 more times. Chop, push the feet out to go back, but then really push the feet out to come back up to tall. Push the feet out to add some tension to this movement as we hinge, pushing our hips back, and continue to press the feet out as we stand. I think that was 3. One more for good measure. Chop those hips, push feet out. Can you feel the hip bolsters work their job there? And then drive through. In that hinge movement, whether we're lifting heavy laundry or lifting our kettlebells for swings, we want to think about loading your core and loading your hips. Load your core, load your hips.
Let's row.
Row, row.
Here's
row
a
your boat.
500-pound bell. Catch it. Instead of doing our stagger stance today, let's actually set up in our hinge. So exactly where you were, chop your hips, hinge. You're going to extend your arm, and that 500-pound load is in your hand already. From here, I want you to let your shoulder protract or round forward so your blade's pulling around your body. Now don't bend your elbow, reset your shoulder, pulling that blade back. Once it's fully pulled back, now I want you to start bending your elbow and rowing, pulling your 500-pound kettlebell up through a row. Pause here. Retract your shoulder blade again. Keep your blade there as your arm extends. Your arm's going to straighten, your shoulder blade stays. Now protract the blade, meaning the blade wraps forward. Retract the blade to pull the blade back, no elbow bend. Row your 500-pound load. You should feel lats fired up, juicing an orange in your armpit. Once you get there, retract the blade again. Keep the blade there. Slowly extend the arm.
And then extend the hips.
From here, put your bell down and then extend your hips.
I needed a break.
Same thing other
Shake it
side.
out.
Hip hinge. Extend your arm. Grip your bell. Protract your shoulder forward. Then retract your shoulder back. Don't bend your elbow. Now through your lats, set your shoulder, row. Pull, juicing your orange in your armpit. Pulling through your lats, hold. Retract your blade a bit more. Keep it there. Extend your arm. Blade stays. Again, protract your shoulder. It wraps forward. It pulls back with no elbow bend. Then it starts to row, engaging your lat. Juice that orange. Hold. Retract the blade. Keep the blade there as your arm extends. Let the bell go. Stand up tall by driving your hips through. Whew.
Hinges are great. Squats are also very fun. Let's approach our squat by the same idea behind that setup of our hinge. We had our feet in parallel. This time, pivot on those heels in center. Now, we'll transfer weight over to one side. Point, maybe slide out just a little bit. And same thing, rock on those heels and toes. To descend in that squat, we'll pull the heels together, creating tension on the floor, encouraging those knees to go over those toes. Then from here, we'll push out and drive to tall. Repeat. Pull in, stay nice and upright here, knees over toes, and now press away to stand up tall. It's harder if we go slower, and it's harder if we add more tension between us and the floor. Take time, press down, 3 more repetitions, pull the heels together as we descend. Hello, adductors. Push the feet away. Hello, hips. Pull those heels together to sink low. Push away to stand. Final repetition. Gather that energy as we're pulling in. We're loading and then exploding to the top. Heel toes in. A little bit of a wiggle. Maybe one more set of that row.
One more set of rows. This time we'll do our stagger stance. So stagger your stance, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. The back leg is the arm that's going to row. Just gives you more room for that big kettlebell. You're still hinging. I personally, when I row, I'm up on my back heel. Ian's down. You choose. From here, grip your bell. Let your shoulder protract forward. Then retract it back. Set. And then row. Pull, pull, pull. Now retract your blade again. Hold your blade there as your arm slowly extends. Protract blade, it wraps around the body forward. Then it pulls back behind the body. Don't bend the elbow. Then it starts to pull through lat. Juice the orange. Pull, pull, pull. Forearm is perpendicular to the floor. Hold. Retract the blade. Now extend the arm slowly, keeping the blade where it is. Let the bell go. Stand up tall. Step through. Same thing, other side. Stagger your stance. Hinging at your hips so you still have that nice long spine. Arm extended. It has a bell. Protract the blade forward to wrap it. Now retract it back, pulling it behind the body. Now start rowing. Elbow starts to bend. Forearm perpendicular to the floor. Pull through lats. Retract the blade again. Hold it there. Arm slowly extends. One last time. Protract forward blade. Then backwards blade holding. Now row and pull. Row and pull. Row and pull. Hold. Retract blade. Hold it there. Now extend the arm. Let your bell go. Stand up tall. Whew. Well, the sun's coming out. Kind of.
Lauren said the day was going to open up. It wasn't going to be a rain day all day. And I like that because you have to walk home, but not quite yet. We had one more movement to share with you today. Let's work on that on Friday as well. But for today, let's just go over those simple techniques to set up your windmill hinge that also start with the feet. This time, set up in this swing stance. So, feet face forward, pivot on a heel, pivot on the big toe, pivot on the heel, pivot on the big toe. Now from here, continue to pivot on one big toe, so that's my right, and then I'm going to pivot on the other big toe, my left. Generally speaking, this would be a nice place to start exploring your windmill. Stiffen both knees.
I'm going to go this way.
Then I would call my right leg here my front leg, so I'll bend it so that the knee is vertical with the shin. From here, we're going to chop those hips, add that rotation with our heart facing the wall in front of us, and keep pushing weight back towards the straight leg. Then, core brace, hip extension, just like that hinge from before. Repeat one more, set up the hinge. We're already in that rotation pattern as we're pushing our bum, in this case, towards that chair rail. Vertical shin, brace, drive the hip through. Pivot on those toes to go center, then switch. Pivot on a toe, big toe, pivot on the other big toe. Here, stiffen both knees. Soften the leg in the front, meaning my left, that the shin is vertical. We have that rotation and hinge as we push the hip that way. I like looking up at the ceiling. And then on those abs and drive through. Last movement, hip hinge in that nice rotation, pushing the hip back over here, on those abs, and hip extend and forward. Maybe the last movement of today, one set of push-ups. No rules.
What? No rules. They're
one
push-ups.
set of push-ups, right. And then write to us, did you do 1, 5, 10? How would you like us to progress our push-ups? Should we do more holds for time? Because that's fun. Or let's see if I got 5 today. What are you going for at home? Let us know the next time we see you, or let us know in the chat. I'm going 5. Lauren, what are you doing?
5.
1.
I did my 5 a lot faster than your 5.
I'm only at 3. You started before. 5.
500.
Is 5 easy peasy for you? Did you do 500 like Lauren could have right there?
Squeezy.
Thank you for joining us for today's practice. It's in our new corner with our favorite moves and our favorite training partners here too. At least this way it is.
Yeah. Sorry, I was checking out our new corner.
Checking out the corner. We got books in the back, vintage balls in the front, and good times all around. Thank you for joining again for today. We have lots more coming your way. Slightly modified schedule for September, but these restore and recharge practices will continue to be live at 9 a.m. on both Wednesday and Friday. Play with new skills, play with old favorites. Have a great weekend. We'll see you later.
We'll see you Friday, though, before the weekend.
Rushing the weekend. We will see you Friday.
See you Friday. Thanks for coming.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.